asking if there are any other recording devices present other than our Westwood webinar folks. No. And so we will begin. First thing is the approval of the minutes from November 14th, 2022. Does anyone have any issues or discussion? Okay.
In the absence of any amendments, deletions, or revisions, I would move to accept as submitted.
And a second by Maria Ryan. And a vote. Trustee Persons?
I'll abstain since I was absent
Great.
from that meeting.
Trustee Ryan?
Aye.
Trustee Macy Phelps?
Aye.
Trustee Fitzgerald?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. And Trustee Donahue is absent at the moment. Okay.
Claire is here, I believe.
Hello, Claire.
She's muted, but there she is.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Hi. We're moving on to the director's report, which is accepted as submitted unless otherwise happening now. But Charlotte, would you like to give us some highlights?
Sorry. I included, as you can see, the information about from the sorry, I'm shuffling papers here, from the library state aid, which was thrilling to see that everybody had received an increase because the legislature you know, approved the increases, but it's good to see that that state aid up again. So I included those documents, and I have Claire's presentation here in front of me. So I thought that if we could move on to Claire.
Okay.
Would you like me to try to share my screen? I did send the PowerPoint out.
That's
Okay,
fine.
let me open it up. And share screen.
Trustee Macy Phelps, did you have?
Yeah, Charlotte, I just wondered if, are you going to get any of the highlights or is that it? I did have a question about the action plan FY24.
Okay.
On the agenda, it looks like it comes before the Islington branch. Happy to
Okay.
do whatever order you want. So
Okay, we can do that. Unfortunately,
put in that for later if you want to have Claire present now, Maureen, up to you.
I
Okay.
think that, well, since you have it up, Charlotte, if we let Claire present, and perhaps she's not planning to stay for the rest of the meeting.
right,
It's
right.
okay with me.
Sounds good.
Okay,
That's fine.
I was sharing it.
Yep, you have, it's shared.
Okay, okay. So, yeah, I thought that would allow Claire to leave if she wanted to.
I think that's fine.
Is she still here?
I am.
Yes, she
I
is.
am.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Sorry, I was
I can't see you. You're off the,
We can.
okay.
So the Islington Branch Library has been doing great since it's reopened. The business center is very popular. We have tutoring going on in there. We have kids after school. We have people coming into work. We have parents coming in and working with their children in that business center. It's really busier than I really thought it was going to be. The new programs that we've started at the branch are, we've started a couple of new book groups, a true crime and a mystery. So we have a book group a week now. We have 4 book groups at the branch each month. And it's great. People like it. We've got a few men to join the true crime, which was part of the strategic plan. So that was a good news. Technology help, we do Tuesday and Thursday afternoon from 2 to 5 with appointment, and that's been very popular too. We have a lot of people that come back every week for help. And it's Kristen and Zoe right now that are doing it, and they are great with the patrons. The patrons actually sometimes ask for them. One man comes from Dover almost every week for help because he went into Medfield and Zoe was working in Medfield. And one of the librarians in Medfield said, well, we really can't help you, but you might want to go to Westwood, said Zoe. And but a lot of the seniors come in for help, and it's nice, it's great. We set it up so that the main library and the branch can put appointments in ahead of time. So we know who's coming in, and then we call them or email them beforehand and remind them. Zoe started a photography class, iPhone and digital, and that's been very popular too. We've started our own living library at the branch, and have a great ability to use the lower level, the 3 rooms downstairs, which we have used quite a bit. It's great. We've had, Charlotte, could you want me to go to the next one, or?
Yep, I can. You want me to go to the next slide?
Yes, please, that would be
Okay.
great. So these are some pictures of our living library. I took the old card catalog. I saw this in a antique store in Worcester where they had an old tool box and they had a plan in each door. So this was really, it needed a lot of work because it had gotten kind of beat up from the move to the old branch, to the church, to the new branch. So we bought plants and we're hoping to split them so that we can give them away, and we're rooting a lot of plants. We have test tubes full of starters, and we've had people ask when we're going to give them away on Facebook. It's been fun. People really, and they love the fact that we use the old card catalog. The
Yeah,
other
looks
card
great.
catalog was fixed up and is in my office, and one of my friend's husband redid it, and it looks beautiful. And then the main library has been running some gardening or living library programs at the branch also. They did a plant swap in the spring, which brought in over 100 people. It was great. They had books for the Friends sale. They had people, a couple of the knitters donated tons of plants, and some people brought plants. It was great. People made donations. It was really popular. It was a really hot day though. They worked. And then Susie's also done an herb program. And then last week she did an outdoor seasonal planter program, and they fill up. They're really very popular at both spots. We just got a donation from, I don't know if you remember, Trisha Perry had worked with Bentley Seed Company
Mhm.
a few years ago. So I contacted them and they sent us a box of seeds for just for shipping. So we're gonna start giving those out too at both libraries, yeah. And the next slide are some authors we've had downstairs. Oh no, this is the sourdough program, sorry. The Friends generously supported this program, and everybody walked out with a loaf of sourdough and a starter kit that they'd have to work on, feed it and take care of it to have it grow. But she was great. The girl that ran it was great. We had about 25 people, and we used the Dukeman room for this one. And we hope to have this girl back to do another sourdough, but with bagels or something, just something different. She was good. Can I have the next slide? Sorry. And then we've also used the middle room. So the Janice Robinson Daly, we were in the smaller room between the conference room and the larger room, and she came and talked to our historical fiction book group. Jenna Bloom came in the large room, and Lynn Beatty's actually been in both rooms. She's been there twice to talk about 2 different books since we've opened, with a good sized crowd.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then right now we're in the throes, if you do one more, Charlotte, we're in the throes of warm reads where the knitters, the sit and knit group has been knitting, and every week we pull about 7 or 8 names, and people can come in and pick from an
Yeah.
array of items, baskets, scarves, gloves, but they love it. A couple of repeat winners. Yes, so when we started it, we had 25 the first week that came in and entered. The second week we had, I think, 45, and I think Kristen told me last week there were 75 people that came in and entered, so that'll end though, that'll end probably the end of the year. But it's gotten different people into the library, and you know, so I got 3 baskets and started 3 knitting projects and just left them around the library, and so many people have come in and said, I want to learn how to knit. You know, you can hear them. It's good. It's good.
Claire, how do people sign up to be in the raffle for that?
They just have to come in the branch. That's
Okay.
all.
Huh.
So, forget what town, but a Connecticut town did this program and they called it Warm Reads. One of the knitters saw it, and people had to recommend a warm read and then they could enter. But I felt this time of year, it was just if they visit us, and they can come in every day and put their name in, like, so, yeah.
That's great.
I like the fact that they have to come into the branch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just getting, and it has brought people that haven't been in there yet in, which is what our goal was, to get
Yeah.
people that, you know, we have regulars, which is great, and we love the regulars, but it's nice to get people that new
Sure.
to the branch to come in.
Yeah.
We've given out a lot of library cards since we've opened, but these are the numbers. So you can see from 2015 to 2022, and it's July and January, and we're pretty much back to the numbers. So this last steep, I think, would be July of 2022, which, you know, we're almost back to where we were.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. And then the last slide is just a breakdown of our programs and our attendance, library cards. Like the old branch, we probably wouldn't give out 23 library cards in 6 months. You know, it's people are coming in to get cards and they're new to Westwood, or they're from other areas and they're stopping by, or they've
Yeah,
just like
that's
they've
great.
just moved in. I think there's a lot of new residents in Westwood. The circulation count on this is just our count. So it's not renewals, it's not Hoopla or anything like that. That's just our count
People coming in the door.
from the checkout and from the desk.
Yeah, that's great.
And the homebound has gone down. We've had a few people that we've delivered to, but you know, that's slowed down a little bit, but yeah, the numbers are steady. It's busy. It's a hopping place.
That's great. Really, thank you so much for the presentation, Claire. It's really, the pictures are great. We appreciate you providing them, and you know, this is wonderful. It's
I
really,
just want to say one more thing. So Kristen, we do branch reads and we all
Yes.
list what we read, which kind of makes everyone read a book a week. It's pressure. But we've had over 40 authors since, so when Kristen posted it on Facebook, and then she started tagging either the authors but we had over 40 of them respond back, liking the post.
Nice.
That
Yeah.
we've read their books. Yeah. Yeah. It's getting it out
That's
there,
great.
you know, it's getting,
yeah,
yeah, they're
that's
appreciative.
really
so
good.
It's nice to be back there.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I think your visibility too is very good.
Yeah.
Trustee Fitzgerald, did you have a
Yeah,
question or comment?
I'm just thrilled to see the presentation, and I think what we set out, and when I first came on the board and we were beginning the project in Islington, and the branch was the big priority, and I think we set for our goals, first of all, to make it a facility that we could really provide quality services and have more programs, and it seems like we've accomplished that, and we keep doing that. And the other thing I think we really wanted to do was have it be a real asset for the Islington community, and it looks like the programming that we're offering there and the number of people that are coming in reflect that. So I'm very, very happy to see that 2 of our overarching goals seem to have been achieved, and we just need to keep thinking about goals in the future for the branch.
Trustee Ryan?
I just have a question, Claire. Do you think the added time at the Islington has helped as well?
I do. Yeah, I think opening Monday, when I started, we were open Saturdays. So people would come in Saturday morning from 10 to 1 to pick up their holds. When we lost that Saturday, people changed their hold pickup to the main because it went from Thursday till the following Tuesday to get their book.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting people back
Mhm.
having that extra day.
Yeah,
Mm,
good, I'm glad.
that makes
And I
sense.
think having the rec, even though the rec department sometimes can be a thorn, having the other departments in there has been an asset too, because either the parents will come in and wait for their kids if they're in a program, or parents with other children will wait. Or if they're going to a program for early childhood, they'll stop in the branch on the way in or the way out. You know that, Maria.
I do.
Yeah, trustee person.
That's exactly what I was gonna ask, a minute ago, Claire, about, the parents from other programs and such, but, I just wanted to congratulate you and congratulate your staff. The creativity, I'm just so amazed by, and, that, and what you guys have done, I never would have expected it to be this really successful this quickly. So, kudos to all of you, and please pass that along to everyone for us. I think it's up to us to kind of get all this out there, get all this, and really this to tell people, like how fast the branch has rebounded. So I think it's wonderful. Your seed library, the living library, and I think in the card catalog, the MBLC should have that as a photo in their, in their whatever, their brochure. That is
Yeah.
Not
so,
just a metaphor.
Yeah,
no, honestly, it's brilliant. It's adorable. And it kind of reminds me of that, and your plant stand, all that, of like, some libraries have like adjacent, like food, what do you call them?
What, trucks?
The
Pantry?
when you go, the markets, like the food markets, like the food, what do you call them? The
Farmers
Pantry?
markets?
farmers markets, thank you, farmers markets.
Oh, yeah.
Like that kind of a thing. And
Yeah.
that's what this reminds me of, so it's super cool.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun.
yeah. Well, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I also was happy to hear you, how pleased you are and the staff is that you're getting good use of the rooms downstairs too. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
That, the library is feeling good about having the use of that space. That's a great advantage.
Danielle has a meeting every month of all the users of the Wentworth rooms, and that's been great. And Claire, I went to the first one, and Claire, did you have one last week?
We did. Yeah.
And it's great because that is fostering cooperation between all the departments so that everybody understands the needs.
Yes, yeah. And everyone feels that they can participate and, kind of look out for each other. That's great. Trustee person.
I don't know if anyone's made any comments yet, and I don't know how you all feel about it, but just looking at the pictures that you've taken, Claire, the background of those rooms, it seems incredibly sterile. The white walls, has anyone thought about maybe adding, a little bit of a paint, color, or I don't know if it just, and when you look at the pictures, the other thing is as you mentioned, there's the Dukeman room. So maybe we can, I don't know if there's a policy, but maybe we can talk about the naming of the other two rooms with the town folks, with respect to maybe a sponsor or something.
That's a good idea.
Mm.
Okay.
They did talk about getting 3 paintings for the hallway on the way in, like one of
Okay.
Morrison, one of the old branch, and one of the old church. So a local author would paint them. But I haven't heard any more on that. I haven't heard anything about colors downstairs. I think there was such a rush to get it ready for that,
Yeah.
Mhm.
to get the walls done and to get the plaque and to get it ready for the grand opening, that I think they kind of
Yeah.
took a breather after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, there's always possibilities in the future. Trustee Ryan.
What about the woman who donated her family donated a lot of her paintings to the library, and they were being cataloged at the main library? Could some of those come?
A lot of them are small, I think.
Oh, are they?
I don't think And it's public space, so you have kids maybe throwing balls around, so I like down there, I don't know, that's my opinion. The rec department has use of those rooms, so the kids can be running around.
Trustee Fitzgerald?
Well, one thing we might want to think about is we might want to ask people at the branch, as they come in, what would you like to see in those rooms, for decoration or ideas and stuff like that, to get some, include the patrons. And we could certainly, if we got some ideas, we could certainly approach the town, the recreation department.
That's a valuable thought. And it did occur to me as well, Claire, that you'd have to be careful what you hung in certain spaces down there with the rec department having activities. So, but I think there are probably a lot of options going forward.
It could even be a partnership with the art department in the high school if they wanted to do some type of a mural, or they wanted to do some type of a, something.
I think there are children's programs, right, Claire? Pretty much
Yeah.
every afternoon for the family and youth services.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I've heard that in the next, so they bought a building for the rec department, so I've heard the rec department's not gonna be using that space in
Oh.
maybe a year or two. I don't know if things will change, but
Yeah.
sometimes we think they're a thorn in our side, but then other times I think, yeah, but they are bringing people in.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, Claire, so much. Thanks for
Thank
taking
you.
your time this evening. We really appreciate it. And again, the presentation was terrific.
Thank you.
Pictures are great.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good night,
Claire.
all. Happy holiday.
You too.
Happy holiday to you. Okay, so Charlotte, shall we move on to?
We
did you
can
say,
move back.
Mary, that move back
Yeah.
is for the action plan. Okay.
Well, and just for the director's report,
Uh-huh.
I did include the information, I believe, yes, I did, for the Friends of the Library requests. And they were more than happy to fund all of those requests, which was higher than I guess they had ever funded before, but they have heard so many wonderful things about library programs that they did approve all of those. So I wanted to let you know that but I did mention all of these things in the director's report that I gave you.
Yes.
There's really not a whole lot of besides the the state aid application and the certification, which is a huge thing, then the action plan. So I did submit the action plan by December 1st. It was sort of an afterthought. Lizzie had, when she was leaving, I just don't think she really thought too much about it, so we never went over it, but it is something that has to be submitted in order for the library to get a grant, an LSTA grant. So I met with all of the department heads and we submitted a plan that included ideas from all the departments, things that they had talked about during the strategic planning that I was not a member of, but I was able to read through the plan and make sure that everything that there was talked about was in the action plan for the next year, and it was immediately approved within a couple of days. So that's all set. So the library can now apply for the grant. You don't have to do everything in the action plan. It is just your plan for the next year. It has to be submitted every single December 1st for the next 3 years until you have another strategic plan. So if there are any questions about that.
Gotcha. I guess.
Trustee Macy Phelps.
Is that something we could get a copy of?
Sure. I really thought it best that I can send it to you. I didn't want to include it because I really thought that it would be best that Lizzie speak to all of the actions on it, because I'll be gone and she will be, they will be implementing all of those things. She will be implementing all of those things with her department heads. So I thought that it might be something they'll want to put on the next agenda, but I can send you a copy of that And then you can just,
Yeah.
she can send it to you again when she wants to, when you want to have it on the agenda.
Thank you.
It
Thank
doesn't
you.
go into effect until next July.
I see. Oh, I see. Okay.
It gets approved, but it has, the reason why it has to be approved by December 1st of the year is because the the grant application gets submitted in April and will be approved by July 1st, and that's when the action plan also is implemented.
Thank you.
I can send you
That's
that.
helpful information. Yes.
I'll send that in my update tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay. So any other trustee persons?
Yes, Charlotte, do you happen to know the balance in the state aid account?
No, as a matter of fact, I don't, but I can get you that in my update.
That'd be
I
great.
want to say, you know what, it was in the state aid. It was in our state aid application. I won't take the time right now to go back and look at that unless you want me to in this meeting.
No, it's
But I
okay.
can send that to
follow-up
you
is fine.
tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
I won't include, I don't believe the money has been electronically transferred. The 17,000, it should be coming in any day, and the town treasurer will let us, or the finance department will let us know that it's there. I did alert them to the fact that it was coming. And thank them for their funding, because of the town's funding. Of course, that's why we're certified, because we met the MAR and all of that, and we're certified and we get the award. And so they'll let us know when that comes in, and I will give you the balance as of tomorrow. Terry can look that up, and then I will include as an extra that 17,000, and then another 17 to 18,000 will come in the spring. I want to say it was over 100,000, but don't quote me. I don't quite remember.
The number that's in the report that says something about non-resident, I forget what it's called, non-resident.
Non-resident circulation, NRC.
Oh, yeah. Is that straight from our circulation system? That, like, is that all the numbers of people who on library cards that, you know, like the users that use our system that don't live in Westwood?
Yes,
Okay, so that helps us a lot, then it helps us with this.
right.
Yeah.
The sharing aspect is a big part of a big piece of the state aid award, which is the
Okay.
NRC. And the other is a library incentive grant, which is based, I believe, on population, and the other is a municipal equalization grant. So in other words, Westwood's percentage is not as high as Springfield and Worcester and the other cities that receive. I looked at, I think it was Boston, and Boston received their first payment was 562,000.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
We're-
So any other questions about anything?
With the director's report,
Yeah, it was, as I wind
Yep.
down,
right?
there's not as much to say about things that I will be doing, but I will be, one thing that we might want to attend to, because there's no old business
Mhm.
on the agenda, is the holidays.
Yes, I think what you sent us again this month is identical to what we talked about last month. And we decided to put it off with any question with town management. And
Could certainly address that in new business.
It's,
yes,
yeah, I
Wanna
think
go-
we have holidays on the agenda. That's an agenda item.
yes.
Okay,
So we'll take care of that when we get down to it. Okay, so next we would be on to the poet laureate update. Trustee Ryan, you're handling that yourself tonight. So if you have
Yes.
anything to share, we appreciate that.
Well, I think we've done a really good job of advertising the position. It's been in Westwood Minute. It's been on the Westwood Wire. Isn't that what you put it on, Charlotte? Westwood
yeah,
page.
yeah. giving it over to Trish Healy, and she's been it's been great.
Yes,
It's
it's
been
on
wonderful
the
about that.
library page. So it's been in several places, and Kieran did a very nice little talk on from in the well, the tape. He went down to the Westwood Media Center,
Media Center?
and he did a
Oh,
very
yeah.
nice job. Very nice. And so I think that we've done a really good job of advertising the position. We have one very strong candidate so far. We have interest in, other people are interested in the position, but have not at this point applied. So we have one very good candidate who has applied, and hopefully there'll be more. So,
Okay.
and we're meeting tomorrow night.
Okay,
If anybody
Thank
has
you.
any suggestions about a particular rubric item that you would like to share, I sent an email last Friday, I think, and asked that everybody come prepared with ideas about what exactly they would like to see in the poetry. We have all the responsibilities and duties of the poet laureate position, but if anybody has a particular insight in what they'd like to see in the poet laureate who will eventually be chosen, be selected, I'd be happy to bring it to the committee tomorrow. You can just email me or,
okay,
or.
thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
That's great. Thank you.
Very well.
And coming right back to you with an update for the Friends of the library.
I'm sorry, I wasn't able to attend that meeting, and I did reach out to Tina, but I hadn't heard back from her.
Okay,
So I don't have anything. I'm sorry.
well, you can update us next month. Charlotte, do you have something to add?
I did attend the meeting, and they were very happy with the book sale. They've now allowing donations once again into the book sale room. And they're looking for a place to put a book donation bin in the town, but if it's on town property, it has to be approved by the town administrator. So that's
Okay.
ongoing. So they seem to be very in control and robust. There were quite a few people at the meeting.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much. And people can find on the library website their sort of, rules for what kind of material they will accept, which I think they have tweaked that a little bit recently. So that's right on their part of the website, the library website. Thank you. Okay, approval of acceptances and expenditures, which you mentioned already, the expenditures. So if everyone has had a chance to look at that, we could take a motion. Trustee Persons,
Make a motion to accept the approvals and expenditures as listed.
and a second.
I'll second.
Trustee Macy Phelps. And we'll take a vote. Trustee Ryan,
Aye.
Trustee Persons,
Aye.
Trustee Macy Phelps,
Aye.
Trustee Fitzgerald,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. So, thank you very much. So now we are in new business. Now,
I think, Maureen, did we have to talk about the holidays? Was that also?
we
on the-
did, and you mentioned that it was on the agenda, but
Thought it was. Sorry.
yeah,
yeah.
it's okay. I'm sitting here, I have two different copies of the agenda, and I was
Oh,
not, well,
okay.
maybe it's on one and not on the other, but I don't see it. So let's take it
No.
up now.
We
Um,
did defer action until this meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. So, is that something that, we want to, do we need to hear, Charlotte, whether there was any comment from
You-
Human
No,
Resources
well,
or?
As I
I-
recall, Madam Chair, we just asked that we wanted to make sure that the holidays that we
Right.
were going to, being asked to adopt were consistent with the rest of the
What the
town.
town was doing, right,
Because we
Yes.
don't wanna be in a position where we're having a day off.
right,
that the People aren't, it's not good for morale, and it causes difficulty.
Right, and so, and I think that was around Veterans Day in
Right.
particular. And so, was that question resolved?
Well, this is exactly what we did. This coming year will be exactly what was done in 2000 and I think it was 16. We checked all of those holidays, and I did talk to Molly Keen, and she seemed to be happy with this list, and I will be sending it to her. If you've approved it, I'll send it to her tomorrow.
Okay. The list from last month had an asterisk at the bottom, dependent, and, did not have that asterisk. This month it does. So we would be approving it the way it's written for this month. I just want to point
Yeah,
that out.
The
Okay,
asterisk was on there, but it was on the next page.
okay, perhaps
Yeah.
that's why we didn't, okay. All right, so trustee Persons?
So is my understanding that the Personnel Board has not yet approved this?
No, this goes to the personnel board.
Oh, from here? Okay,
Yes,
Yes.
Molly from here, and she presents. Right.
I
And
gotcha.
basically, it's from what you said, from looking at the calendars previously for the library, this is based on past practice for
Yes.
Veterans Day and how it's observed.
Yes.
Okay,
I only asked that because that's where we got caught last time, but that was a new holiday. But that was
Yes.
a brand new holiday of that. Yeah,
that's
I
true.
gotcha.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
It was Juneteenth in the town.
yes, it was,
Yes.
right,
yeah. It was short notice.
right, okay.
All right, so we'll take a motion to accept the calendar schedule
Move,
of holidays.
Recommend to the personnel board that that be the schedule of holidays for the library for the year 2023.
Okay, a second. Trustee Persons. And we'll take a vote. Trustee Ryan,
Aye.
trustee Persons,
Aye,
trustee Macy Phelps.
Aye.
Trustee Fitzgerald,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. So that is good. Is there any other new business that anyone has on their mind at this point?
Well, I just want to say this will be the last meeting I think that Charlotte will be participating in.
Mhm.
And we want to thank you on myself and on behalf of the trustees for your service here and for someone who knew that we're going to be here for a short period of time, you certainly jumped in with both feet and moved things along and initiated programs and we're appreciative of it. Particularly, helping oversee the stuff with the Islington branch. And so
Mhm.
I
Well,
wish you
thank you.
well, and I thank you.
It's
Thank
been great staff. The town has been relatively easy to work with, and it's gone by really fast. So I'll be in tomorrow and Thursday. I have Poet Laureate tomorrow night that I'll be facilitating from here, and I'll be in the office tomorrow and Thursday. My last department head meeting. We've been having department head meetings every month. And then I will be in next Wednesday to sign anything that needs to be signed before everybody pretty much takes off for vacation. But Lizzie has been in twice last week. And I think we debriefed enough that she won't need to come in. I have a whole binder full of things for her. We talked about the most important things that she needed to know about. And I think she's anxious now to get back and take the helm. So it'll be good.
Well, I appreciate, the open communication. You were, readily available when we had questions or concerns to address, or just on the phone or to meet with you. And really appreciate that. We were lucky to have someone with your depth of experience to step in. So thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
So.
And I can say that.
That's
Charlotte,
nice.
thank you very much. It really was. It was really refreshing also to have someone with another point of view, like from another, from other town experience, and kind of looking at our system and evaluating kind of what we do. And I appreciated reading your comments because, you know, coming from where you stand, looking at what we do. So that was also helpful. So thank you very much. And thank you. You did a fabulous job, really.
Well, thank you. It's good. Actually, I received a nice note from Chris Coleman, which was good to hear too. So
Yeah.
we're gonna fly off into the sunshine while we're actually driving. We're taking a week. We have to bring our dog with us, and he's 85 pounds and he can't fly. We're going to spend a week, which we've tried to start doing so that we can slowly sort of decompress and not put so many miles on the car in one day and see people along the way and various things. So we'll be back home by New Year's down in Florida. So it'll be good. This will all seem like a nice memory.
Very good. Well, safe travel and happy trails in the new year.
Can I just ask one more thing, Maureen? It sounds
Yes, go
like
right ahead.
it sounds like both Terry and Claire were very, really stepped up in order to help you throughout this process. Was there anyone else that we should particularly like to acknowledge? Because I know, there's a big void, obviously, when the director leaves, and you did an amazing job filling that void, but other people stepped up, so.
Everyone stepped up. I have to tell you,
That's
everyone
nice to hear.
helped me immensely. It was pretty amazing. Abby in reference, and all of her staff, everyone was so willing to just jump in and help with whatever I needed to do some research on or help me. All the department heads have been just fantastic. Karen Gallagher and Christy and Abby and Claire and June. It was easy because there is a very good, caring staff. And I think I made some lifelong friends, which it's nice. I'm hoping that, we stay connected a little bit because with the neighboring towns, there were many people who worked in Westwood over the years, especially in reference. And there were lots of times when there were patrons or staff members and whatnot that knew both libraries, that used both libraries. So that was really interesting. And it was fun reconnecting with all of my peers across the state, all of my colleagues. As a matter of fact, I had to start saying no to lunches and dinners out because it was becoming a little much. But this week's going to be, in fact, I was actually having dinner with Trisha this week, but her town of Hopedale has been pretty active, I guess, with town meetings and various things at night. So we've had to cancel that. But anyway, it was a wonderful opportunity. And I'm hoping that Lizzie can jump back in and figure out how to be a new mom and a library director at the same time.
Anybody that knows Lizzie, she will come back with a lot of energy. I could just imagine. She's
So, and I do think she's ready. She's very ready. So,
and she will be coming back to that same staff that's supported you. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. They'll right. And I think it'll be good.
I can just imagine what Lizzie's come up with, what she's been sitting and thinking about.
Are you anticipating requests for the new year, Paul?
Oh, but I just know, one of the reasons why we Lizzie was such a unanimous choice to be the director is because she's always thinking about programming and ways to get people to read and engaging people, and she's had time on her hands to think about it, and I would not be the least bit surprised with
she's going to have Beckett riding around on a fire truck.
A mobile library.
I think she's going to have I fully expect she'll have a lot of things that she'll say, I've thought about this.
Yeah, I think she is. She really wants to take it back. So it'll be good. It'll be a good transition right around the holidays for her to start thinking. I will be available until the 24th in case there's any snow emergencies. I'll be available by text or phone or whatever with Jimmy McCarthy, and we've already talked about the fact that we will do that. Unless Lizzie writes to me and tells me that she's wants to be responsible for that, but then I'll be gone. So, but I'm sure things
Okay.
will be fine. The staff is,
Okay,
the facilities department is spectacular as far as taking care of the library. So I wanted to
Yeah.
let you know that it's been a real help having Jim McCarthy on my speed dial.
yeah, we're very fortunate. That's very true. Okay,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Thank
At this juncture, we usually would invite the public if they had any comment, but I do believe it's just the 6 of us participating.
Yep.
So, given that, unless anyone has anything else? No? So, well, I'm wishing, pardon me? I would like to wish everyone a happy holiday season, however you celebrate, and look forward to seeing everyone in the new year. And would ask for a motion to adjourn
So moved.
and a second,
Second.
trustee Persons. And the time is 7:48
All right,
and we will
Duly
take a vote. Pardon me?
duly noted.
Okay. I think last time I forgot to do that. Okay, trustee Persons,
Aye.
trustee Ryan,
Aye.
trustee Fitzgerald,
Aye.
trustee Macy Phelps,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. And best wishes to everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good
Merry
night.
Christmas.
Merry
Thank
Christmas,
you.
Happy New Year.
Holidays.
Thank you, Charlotte.